All right. So let me see here. Let me see if I have other questions. What are practical, what are good practical training recommendations for risk analysis? Um, so for risk analysis, what you can do is you can right now download some tools, download and use some analysis tools. Risk analysis tools from an IT perspective, there's a few. You can use Nessus. Nessus you can download for free and start messing around with it. You'll learn in downloading and installing and running it on your own network. You'll learn how to actually put it on a network. You'll learn how to scan your network, and then you'll actually start to learn. You'll have experience with seeing the results of a scan, which are really important to risk analysis. And that's one part of risk analysis, by the way. There's other things that you need to do. Like if you have a wireless network, you have to scan the actual wireless network. If you have, there's physical security you have to worry about. There's making sure that there's proper processes in place. There's a lot, but this is just to get started with the tools. That's one set of tools that you can use. There's a bunch of open source scanners you can use. There's a bunch of pen test tools you can get familiar with. But again, we circle back. If you don't have basic fundamentals of IT, that's where you're gonna have to start. You know, of course, it's very important you have a real good grasp of that aspect of it. So, hope that answers your question. And you know, I'm trying to be as thorough as possible. That's why I'm kind of long winded on these answers. There's no yes or no here. You know, it's not going to help you out if I just say, yeah, do, you know, yes, no, true, false. I'm trying to give you some perspective here. Risk analysis from a GRC perspective. Yeah. So risk analysis from a GRC perspective, like I said, it's going to be a little bit more well-rounded than you're just a pen tester. So I'm not telling you don't be a pen tester or don't learn that stuff. That's really cool to know, like how learning Kali Linux or some of the tools that Kali Linux use, and more importantly, some of the methods that you use for ethical hacking. Really important part of risk analysis. But other tools will be scanners like Nessus. You can download those, and that will be something that will help you out. Um, and really, if you understand basic IT and then build from there, learning the best security practices is also really important to helping to manage the risk of an organization. I mean, I hope that makes sense. If you know how a network is supposed to work, then you'll know things like the difference between a public IP and a private IP. And then you'll understand when you get into an organization, okay, how are they protecting IPs that they have in the public? What IPs that are supposed to be internal that are actually exposed? So just by knowing the IT fundamentals and the best security practices that are supposed to be in place, you'll start to understand how to manage the risk to the assets in the organization.